Hey, Space Jelly here. Today I will be reviewing the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Duke Thomas. That's all I know about him. That's all I know. He's just called Duke Thomas. I'm not familiar with this version at all. We're gonna do some. I actually do like his costume a lot, though. He looks pretty cool. Let's do some height measurements. He stands at a pretty tall, I'd say 7.5 inches. Maybe a little under that. To the tops of his ears, he's almost 8.5 inches. So that's pretty cool. Which will make him about 18.5 to the top of his head and 21 to the tops of his ears. So he is pretty tall, but he's also super wide, as you can see. He's very large. We're going to do some comparisons between similarly statured figures. Here we have him next to the McFarlane Toys Classic Doomslayer Red. He's pretty wide, but Doomslayer is still shorter. Here he is next to the Hasbro Fortnite Victory Royale series, or Legendary series. I completely forgot, and I don't care. Dark Meowscles. He's pretty big. Here he is next to my customized DC Multiverse Lobo. Pretty tall. Lobo's still taller though. Here he is next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinity Gauntlet Thanos. They're about the same height. Next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse Infected Superman. They're almost the same height. And the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Azrael Batman. Azrael seems to be slightly taller to the top of his head. So yeah, he's pretty sizable. And we'll talk about the aesthetics now. So let me turn on the light. Okay. Actually, we'll talk about his accessories. He did come with one of these. Actually have it right here. You can see his card and his display stand. You might need it for him. He's very top heavy. He's a very heavy figure. The paint looks pretty cool. There's not a lot of it. The white is super opaque though. The helmet looks nice. He does have these white outlines on his helmet. The bat symbol looks pretty cool. These pouches here would look cool if it continued. I'm mad about that. It did not continue around the entire belt. Buckle looks decent. He has gigantic legs. These legs are huge. Let me look really quickly. Makes this Batman's legs look tiny. I actually kind of like that though. Makes him look bigger and stronger. His waist is pretty wide again, but at least his shoulder width kind of matches it. You can see the shoulder pads. The costume kind of works with it. Also, the waist seems to actually end over here. It's a soft piece, so it's not actually that thick. The waist looks pretty, it's kind of thick, but it's not too bad. Kind of just looks like a strong man. And the thick thighs definitely add to that. Over here, he has some texturing on his pants. All the entire section of the pants is like a stitching texture, like a dragon scale texture on his boots and his gloves. His gloves are a different blue. This isn't black, this is a purplish blue. Over here, there's some scale texture. Big scales on his shoulders, on his shoulder pads. More of the fabric texture underneath. He has these wraps on his arms. Slightly different. He is supposed to have spikes on his arms, but these are pretty warped, so I'd recommend a hairdryer for those if you want to fix it. So yeah, I think you could do with a bit more paint. There's not a lot on there, but these look pretty nice, and I like the white outlines over here, and the white is pretty opaque. So it looks decent. The sculpt is okay. The legs and torso kind of fit. The arms are a little bit skinny for the whole body, but not too bad. Let's look at the cape. Let's look at this thing though. I don't know what this is. It's like a fin on his back. I'm not sure what it's for. He has a really nice cape though. He has like these hinges or these spikes in it. I don't know if that's supposed to look like that or if it's just folds in the cape. It looks pretty nice. There's also some texturing, a slight leathery texture. So that's pretty good. He's really good with the texturing with this specific figure. He typically is though. So yeah, the aesthetic of this figure, he's pretty decent. There's a few proportioning errors with the arms and stuff, but the big legs and the sculpted details kind of make up for it. So I'll give this, aesthetically speaking, a 7 out of 10. That's pretty good. We'll talk about the, if he wants to stand, it'd be really hard for him to stand. Okay. The accessories, he only came with, I think I told you about that. He also came with his axe. His axe is nice and shiny, a nice silver paint job. But that's it. The silver is only on the blade parts. It is supposed to be part guitar, but you could barely tell that because he didn't paint any of the strings or anything else. So I would have preferred it if he at least put a little dry brush over here. You can probably do it yourself. It's not too hard. You just take a paintbrush and dab it on a paper towel with some silver paint or copper paint and it'll look fine. Yeah, kind of disappointing for the accessories. It looks cool though. The axe looks cool, but no hands and nothing else. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. It's good enough. I wish he would have come with another fist hand though. Articulation. He can look up pretty decently. He looks down. Head tilt is pretty good. Rotation. Yeah, it's good. Shoulders go up. He does have the shoulder blade joint in there. Wriggles around. Not a lot. The shoulder pad and the cape are kind of fighting it. Shoulder goes up. It goes down. Forward, back. Rotation. Double jointed elbow. The sculpt is broken up really bad by the elbow. The hands are actually big for once. Or, not for once. He's done it. It's bigger than the General Zod's hands. And because of that, it actually looks better. He has ball hinges. They're sculpted. Oof, okay. Now his torso does not crunch forward that far. Let's see if I can tuck this in. Okay. It's that far, but it is some crunching forward. arcs back, side to side is pretty decent. You can rotate, kind of, a little bit, not a lot. His legs are kind of hindered by his diaper. They go forwards, they go back a little bit. Full splits. Thigh swivel, not a ton though, it's kind of hard to move, but it is there. Oof, okay. Knee bends, the proportioning is decent. Ankles go up that far, they go down. This one's kind of loose. This one has heavier ratchets. Also, they seem to they're trying to be sculpted, but there's no sculpted detail. It's just a flat ball hinge, which is a little weird. Not the end of the world though. Hinges up and down. Ankle rocker and a toe joint. So yeah, I think the aesthetics of this figure are really nice. It's a nice, big Batman figure. He's really heavy, and I got him at a discount, so I'd consider him worth it. I think it was like $15 or $14. So if you can find it at that price, it's definitely worth the pickup. I do like this figure. The aesthetics look nice, and the price was decent too. He could use with a little bit more paint though. The outlining on the belt should have been continued. Don't know why he didn't do that. Also, the strings on the guitar should have been painted. But it's easy enough to paint the strings on the guitar. So overall, I'll give this a rating of 7.5 out of 10. He's decent, but he does have some shortcomings. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. We appreciate all the feedback. Make sure to check out the Patreon if you want, even if you just want to look at it. It's greatly appreciated. Also check out the tipping/donation options in the about page in our channel. It should be there when you click it. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.